Hey y'all, just wanted to do a quick deck profile on my top 32 Nats um, with black blockers. It was awesome, what a day, let's get into it. Get rid of that. Okay, let's start with the eggs. Pokemon. I'd probably swap to Kapuri if there was more time in the set to test it. Kapuri helps you hit your Zubigon punch threshold for Cranium more. Pokemon bottom deck Supergon Punches, Black Ties, Rebellions, and honestly, the first three eggs I hatched don't usually die. It's kind of irrelevant. Um, Onto the rookies, we have Toy Argumon, Reboot, felt more win more than a consistency booster. Probably swap it out to Vanillas or the promo Sun Arizamon. Uh, Chumon's great against memory blockers, against memory boosts. Really important this meta. Chikurin is cracked against Jesmon, against Gubbybond. Way too good to not run. The MVP of the rookie lineup, hitting 13k and Crania for Zubagon, consistently getting Crania above 15-16k to cuck Gubbybonds, Jesmons as well. Jesmons kind of hit that 16k, 17k range, makes it a lot easier to get it above there. Super strong, have to run for. Mechanorimon, probably could bump it to 4. If I didn't see it, game was way harder. Gubbybond, Argubond, Rookie Rush decks, way too strong. D-Brigade as well, just absolute instant win against D-Brigade. Shademon's okay. I'd probably consider swapping it out to Nanimon. Nanimon was way too strong to be able to drop Nani, go into Rebelli, and then Jesmon can't do anything for an extra turn. I'd probably increase Nani to 2. Dark Tyranno, really good at a 1-cost Evo, was way too strong. The deck felt weird to win with, but you couldn't lose. So most of the time my Dark Tyrannos were what I was attacking to security with. Which is fine, because 5-6k still breaks over a lot of the meta. Losing 2 memory doesn't matter, because you can't lose. And if you hit Atomic Blasters, Gaia Force, it was irrelevant, because Crania protects them. Onto Gogmamon. If I could find room for a 4th, I would. It's way too strong. In one of my games, I burst Gogma into a Mechanori and made Mechanori 16k. And it was a Lilith Flute player. They're going to deck out the next turn. So, just way too strong. And the plus 1k gets Ukrainian to 13. Lets him Zubigon punch. Megadribon was weird. I feel like I saw it at all the right times at 2. Being able to go Megadramon Gunku with a Crania, have the Gunku stick, and then it speeds up your win con. Speeding up your win con didn't feel important because I was going to win the game anyway because they couldn't win. But it was good. It was fun. And being able to pop a board full of rookies is hilarious. Way too strong. People would scoop at that moment. It's like, alright, if I can get wide enough, maybe something will happen, and then you blow them out with Gunku, and then they're just like, alright, let's go next. Rebelli, cracked against Jesmon, cracked against Garbybonds. Really strong. Pugimon would bottom deck this as well. If that had to come up, I'd probably be pretty sad. So, another reason to get rid of Pugimon. The 4 Crania. It's not Black Row or Knights, because Alphamon I find redundant. For Jesmon's coming out swinging and you're stopping him, or Gubbybonds with Alphamon, you've probably already lost. So just went 4 Crania, way too strong. So easy to get him to 15 or 16k, and then you Zubigon and he's 19, and then Jez can't do anything, and you're swinging for 2 checks. Really good. Find myself hard playing these a lot as well. Once I've got my first one out and a Mechanori, you can just drop another, and then it gives you a win con where you can start swinging with the Crania. 2 Gunku is probably enough. It's really strong when you need it, but I'd rather just see Crania to set up my win con of just a brick wall of Crania plus Mechanori. And GG, no one can do anything. 2 Alteress, Ultra is really good, especially with the Megadramon. Um, I did win games off its unblockable trigger, being able to Zubigon and then make it unblockable for 2 checks. Very good, and then you have an 18 or 19k blocker reboot. Super strong. And it can recur your Gunkus, and when you recur your Gunkus, you can reuse them. Super strong. 2 Zubigon Punch. If I could find room for a third, I would. This card is busted. This card is way too strong. You can burst Gogma onto itself, have it hit 13, Zubigon your Gogma if you need it. Um, just if this card was in any other color, it'd be probably banned. It's way too strong. 3 Ultimate Flare. Um, I don't think Iron Fisted Onslaught has any merit because Ultimate Flare will do the same thing, but also kill rookies. It's an instant win against Gubbybons most of the time if it hits in security. Um, in if they ever like come out to board to try and figure out a way to get over your Crania, you just Ultimate Flare whatever they have. If Jesmon promotes, it'll kill the Jesmon and System on Blancs. Way too strong. 2 memory boosts. Really solid card, no complaints. At 2. 3 black ties. If I could find a space for a 4th, I would instantly. This card is why I won 6 out of my 8 games that day. Crania going to 16, 17. Mechanori, 9k Mechanori is hilarious. Way too good. And 1 Izzy and Joe. This card is really good. Probably not good enough to boost it to higher numbers, but when you see it, and it works because they can't swing because of the Mechanori, it just accelerates your game state. Before you know it, if you have this out in a couple black tires, you'll have a wall of Shademons, Dark Terranos, Mechanoris, Cranias. Really good. As for matchups, Agubond, instant win. Gabubond, really easy. You play Mechanori, that gives you time to go to Crania. They can't do anything, you win. Jesmon, really easy to make your Crania bigger than their Jesmon can get. Unless they say Seal, and that's when the Rebellions come in, or the Gogmas, and be able to burst and make your Cranium 20k, and then you Zubigon, and he's 20k again, and then you do another Gogma, he's 20k again. You just wall them out of the game. Hardest match was Security Control. I did lose both my Security Control matchups. I thought in theory I'd have a good matchup in a Security Control. Out of the 2 losses, I managed to take 1 game, and another game was close. So I'd call it a 30-25% win rate against Security Control, which is rough. But apart from that, everything was awesome. It was a really good day, really happy with top 32. Sad I just got edged out of top 16. I was so close. All my opponents were awesome. It was a good day. Yeah, that's probably everything I need to say. If we have 2 weeks of the meta left, it's super strong. Clean up as many tournaments as you can before the next set drops, which I know I will be. Alright, cheers guys.